Hey, what's up, everybody? It is the next day in our process of building an income stream in less than an hour a day. So, and it's especially building an income stream that can be managed in less than an hour a day. Because once you build the income stream, you don't want that thing taking over your life. If you ever run a business or if you're currently an entrepreneur, if you want to be an entrepreneur, you know that that thing can just dominate your world. So it is 10:19 in the morning right now for me. I am done with my work for the day. I've taken my kids to school. I've been to Starbucks, hung out with friends there, and I'm ready to rock some videos. So yesterday, again, my name's Chris Williams, if you're new. And if you are new, make sure you go back and check out previous videos because we're kind of on a very structured step by step process. I've built a lot of these businesses and income streams, and I manage all of my work in less than an hour a day and create all of my income in less than an hour a day. But it's important to go back and get the steps in the right order if you want to do this on your own. If you just want to watch and have some fun, so glad you're here. I think it sounds kind of boring, but if you actually want to change the way you're making money and change how much time it takes you to make your money or make a lot more money than you're currently making, then I'll show you how to do that because that's what I know how to do. All right, so if you remember yesterday, last time we talked, we went through, and let me show you this. We went through this marketing and sales process 101, and I promised I'd come back and break down the sections we went through in greater detail because yesterday's conversation got long. I think we were about an hour and 8 minutes when I wrapped it up. And I want to make sure I can keep these things a little shorter for you. That way it doesn't dominate your world and you can actually get through the material. So we talked about the business to consumer versus business to business relationship. So whatever product or service you're selling, if you're selling directly to a consumer, a homeowner, an individual, that's your business to a consumer. I'm just mentioning these buzzwords because you're going to hear them a lot when you get out there and you're going to be confused. And do I need to have a different marketing plan for each one? Let me explain that real quick and then we'll move on. I explained it yesterday more in detail. You can go back and see more of that. But bottom line is business to consumer. Consumers are typically a little less sophisticated when it comes to a buyer. If you're selling, let's say you're selling dishes. Let's say you're selling Tupperware. Remember those Tupperware parties? I think Tupperware is still a thing, right? We have some friends who are still selling Tupperware, which is so cool because now it's really cool stuff. It's not just the little bowls and things you put your fruit in when you're a kid at school. Anyway, let's say you're selling Tupperware. If you're selling any kind of kitchen service or appliance or dish, something like that, to an individual, that's a less sophisticated buyer. They're not as savvy when it comes to pricing and materials and other places you can get it, things like that, than if you were selling a dish or Tupperware or something like that to a chain of restaurants, right? That's got restaurants all over the nation and they're looking for storage containers for their foods. They're way more savvy. They've got way more choices, way more options than the customer because they have more knowledge, right? So that's the only difference between business to business sales. You're a business selling to a business if it's a restaurant chain, or business to customer or consumer if you're selling directly to an individual. The difference is sophistication. You're still, though, and this is so important, you're still selling to an individual. You're not selling to a machine. If you sell to a business, that's not a machine, that is an individual. It's still an individual person that's buying from you and signing a contract and thinking through the deal and thinking through the relationship and your ability to fulfill that relationship. So think people. When we're selling or marketing, always think people. People are the ones watching it. Don't get tangled up and think everything has to be all different because I sell to a business versus a customer or a direct consumer. No, it doesn't. It's a person either way. All right. So looking down here, remember yesterday we went through these sections. We kind of broke down a local business, an online product, and a professional service, and then you were going to fill in your own blanks right down here as we went along, as things started popping in your head and you started realizing, hey, this is how I should be presenting, marketing, or selling your own service. So we went through the getting noticed phase, the initial presentation, cost benefit, conversations and thinking that a customer goes through, the close, how you make that close happen, the delivery of the product itself, and the review and referral process. Once that product or service has been delivered and you've done a fantastic job, how you get that referral or review for the next customer. Okay. So I'm going to jump in today and we're going to really tackle get noticed. I'll spend a little more time on this than I did yesterday because this is important, right? Each one of these is important. So let's jump in. Let me clear my screen out real quick. And where is that? There we go. So I just took the same exact bullet points we used yesterday and get noticed, and I'm going to expand these out and probably add a few to it. But getting noticed is an important part. I hope you can hear me okay today. It's such a beautiful day out here. Anytime it's beautiful, I get outside. I love being outside. So it's, I think, 55 degrees right now. Spring is coming on. I'm not sure what time of year you'll be watching this when you catch up on this thing, but oh, I just love it, right? And this is not about getting noticed, but this is one of the things you get to do when you free up your time and your money. You can go and play. I'll be doing some hiking later on. thinking about getting the paddleboard out. The lake is beautiful today. It's just finally getting to be great weather to be out and playing. And I can. It's a work day. All my friends, or most of them, are sitting behind a desk, and I hope you get to be free of that. It's so great to be out. Okay, so getting noticed. The place, time, person. We talked about that yesterday. Let's just break these down one by one by one. So let's start with the person. I'm going to rearrange these a little bit, pop the person up here, and we're going to then put the message second. This is not rocket science, and if you get this wrong, it's no big deal. I'm just going through a sequential pattern so you can kind of see how this works. The place is important, okay? I'm sorry, the person is important. We've talked a lot about marketing. Sorry, it's so windy. We've talked a lot about marketing and what you're doing in your market, how you're actually reaching your market, discovering your market. We worked through those patterns maybe a week or so ago in this process, and you discovering what your market's needs and wants are. That is super duper important. I keep saying that over and over again. Please make sure you get that step done. People so often skip that step, and that's why their businesses fail. That's one of the three biggest reasons that their businesses fail. They've not done the market research the right way. They've not truly gone out there and asked the questions, okay? To know what your product or what your market really wants and needs and feels like it wants and needs. What are their pain points? What are you solving for them? Okay, so the person you're talking to is that market, right? You've gone out and you've done your discovery work. You know that person's needs. You know what keeps them up at night. You know why they're worried. I mean, you right now, you know what worries you. You know, if you're watching this, it means you either want to make more money, I'm guessing, you want to make more money, or you want to make more money in less time, or you may like the money you're making now and like what you're doing. You just wish you could compress the time it takes to do that. So you're either trying to grow the money side or shrink the time side or do both together, right? That's the reason you're watching this. I don't know your life and I don't know what's going on in your world, but you've got your reasons. It's not just about shrinking the time and growing the money or whatever that solution is for you. It's why. And that's important. So the person you're targeting, why do they want the fix that you're offering? So for you, is it that you want more time with your kids? That's what I wanted. I also wanted to travel. I wanted to be able to take off a month or 6 weeks every summer when my kids are out of school and just leave and go and explore the world with them. That was important to me. Some people, they want more money because they want a bigger house, or they want to buy a lake house, or they want an airplane, or they want to be able to be rich and famous and drive Lamborghinis. That's totally fine. I'm not a sports car guy. I'm not a glitz and glamour guy, but I have friends who are. Good for you. What is it that's driving you? Is it the need to say, hey, I know I can do this business thing. I've got this dream in my heart and I've got to get it out. I know I can change people's lives. Fantastic. Is it that you want to help people heal from relationships or help them heal with their health, lose weight, get fit, make money, learn marketing, um, understand how to raise kids, whatever it is that you do and you are passionate about, that's your why. So learning what your market's why is so, so important because as I'm getting noticed, as you're getting noticed in your business, you want to find out what's your person's why. All right. Why would they listen to you? I don't mean because you have credentials or because you're an expert or because you've been doing it for 20 years and you can show them how. I don't mean that kind of why. I mean, what's their internal why? So let's put internal motivation. That is so important. That's so important. When you're getting noticed, why do they even want to listen to you? Now, that leads us into the message, right? Let's jump in there. Let's see if I can get some bullet points set up here the right way. There we go. So the message is repeating back to them their why. Okay? So that why is what you want to repeat back to them. If I'm leaving a message on Facebook, if I'm putting a ad out there, we do this for lots of other clients. Like I've said before, a lot of my current work, we've done this in so many industries, but right now we work a lot with surgery practices and we help cash pay patients who want to pay cash for surgeries, find a surgeon that's right for them. and help surgeons find the patients that want to pay cash. It's a good mix. And it's so important for us as we communicate to the patients and to the surgeons that we're restating their why. We know why they tip. We know what they're after. So when we put a message out there, if it's like we discussed yesterday, if it's the plane flying over the beach advertising a restaurant, or if it's a Facebook message, if it's an Instagram post, if it's a billboard in your town, if it's running an ad in a trade magazine, whoever your target market is, wherever you're reaching them, you need to discuss their why, repeating that back to them, because that's what catches their attention, right? That's what they want. If you start with, oh, we have the best product ever, let's see if I can find some. This cell phone case right here. This is the best cell phone case in the world. It's got these edges and it's got this trim. And I don't want to know that stuff. I want to know, does it keep my phone safe when I drop it? Because I promise I drop this like 3 times a day, right? I drop it all the time. Does it keep my phone safe when I drop it? Then you can talk about how the corners are reinforced. Then you can talk about how the back has an extra cover and it comes with a screen protector that's glass, so it helps protect an impact. But first, you got to tell me safest cell phone case on the market or something that tells me my why is instantly going to be helped. Then I'll go into the details. So start your message with the why, okay? All right, place. This is going to come back to the why also, believe it or not. So somebody, your person, not just the why, but also your person. So you know about your person, you know where they hang out. If you've done your market research, you know if they have office jobs, if they're home a lot, if they're outdoor people, if they're indoor people, the industry they're in, the patterns they have. You can find them. You can get a lot of information about them by just interacting with them and asking them those early on discovery questions. So you want to place your get noticed messages where they're hanging out. If they're a huge Instagram following kind of market, if they're constant on Instagram, if that's their thing, for instance, if I was doing a travel blog, because I love to travel, if I was writing a travel blog, doing travel vlogs, I would be definitely pushing my stuff on Instagram. I'd be posting my pictures of traveling. I'd be doing all that stuff on Instagram. I haven't posted a picture on Instagram in so long. By the time you're seeing this, maybe I will have. But if you see a picture of me on Instagram, it's probably a picture of me and my dog. I mean, it's just, or something stupid or silly I saw. It's not about business. It's not about travel, because I'm not that guy. But if I was doing that, my go-to place would be Instagram. I would also be running probably some Facebook and some Google ads. And I'd be working really hard on my search engine optimization, my SEO work. We can get into all these details. If you have questions about this stuff, please ask. I'm trying to make sure I go through this fast enough so you can watch it and get good content. But if I'm not touching all the points that you need help on, let me know. I can deep dive into SEO or deep dive into Google Ads or something like that for you. But I'd be putting my message in a place where I know they're going to be, all right? For instance, if somebody really wanted to reach me, they would show up and have outdoor ads, because I am outside constantly, all right? I love it. I'm not super great at social media. I'm not super outgoing, so I'm not always looking for a party to go to. I don't watch TV that much. In fact, we don't even have a TV. We have a TV, but it's like hooked up to Netflix and Amazon Prime and Prime Video and YouTube or whatever. So I don't just flip the channel, so TV commercials aren't working for me. So I'm outside though. I love being out here. So if I see a gear brand or a gear name on somebody's equipment, I'm noticing that because that's my passion. So make sure you're putting your message where your people are, okay? That's the place. So where your people are. And let's also drop in here why your people are there. Okay, so where your people are and why your people are there. It's important if you really know them, if you've discovered who they are, if you've really had those engaging conversations. You don't only know why they're there, but you know, where they are, but you know why they're there. It's because they enjoy that as their pastime. They're looking for health and fitness tips. They're looking for relational health. They're looking for extra money. They're looking for a new product or service. They're looking to have help with their yard. They're looking to get accounting help. You know why they are in that forum. If they're actively in a forum looking for answers about remote control airplanes, great. If they're actively looking at ski equipment and boats and summer activities on the lake, you know why they're there. That's your market, right? You've discovered them. So you're placing your get noticed messages is not just where they're hanging out, but you're so focused, you know why they're hanging out there, which wraps you back around to the way that message is going to look. And I'll get to that in a second. We'll add another point here. Because you're not just in the right place, you're actually in the right place for the right reason. The why comes back into play there. Does that make sense? I hope that does. Again, if it doesn't, raise your hand, ask a question. Sorry, I didn't mention this before. If you haven't already written this down, my email address is chris.williams@senthold.com, chris.williams @senthold.com. Obviously, you're welcome to reach me on Facebook. I'm posting these messages on Facebook now, so you obviously can drop me a comment or a direct message if you'd like to there, and I'll answer your question. Or if you want to leave a question or something in the YouTube comments, I'll check those as well. I think those are the three places I'm checking as of right now. So give it a shot. Let me know what I need to do to help, and I will help you in the right direction. If you can't get your question answered right away on email or something like that, if it's a complicated answer, then I'm going to shoot you a video, and I'll make it really detailed so that we can get deeper in and make sure everybody gets their questions answered. Cool. All right. Let's talk about the time of the getting noticed, and then we're going to get into a little bit of design also. Since we just mentioned that a second ago. All right. The time when your market is looking. Obviously, right? We mentioned this yesterday. If you're running ads for a lunch restaurant, then you want to have your ads really going crazy. If it's on a social network or if it's on a digital billboard that's flipping constantly, you don't want your ads running at 2 a.m. If it's lunch that you're advertising, you want your ads running at maybe 10, definitely 11, definitely 12, and maybe tapering off around 1 or 1:30, right? It's pretty obvious. That's a good, easy example. What if you say, well, Chris, I'm selling consulting for tax advice. Good for you. Let's say you're selling consulting for tree maintenance. Got some trees back here. And you've had a successful tree maintenance company, and now you want to do more just online teaching people how to care for their own trees. They could buy a course instead of hiring an arborist, whatever. Making these up as I go. But tax and CPA type help and getting someone to help with trees and giving you information about how to grow and how to care for your 100-year-old oak tree, those things, really somebody could be shopping for that any time of the day, right? I could be up at 2 a.m. worrying about my taxes. So you got to make sure you're still placing your ads in a reasonable time frame. So if you know that the people you're after are on a certain social network or are people who frequent a nursery, let's say in your town, let's go with trees and then we'll go back to CPA thing. If they're frequenting nurseries, you know they're definitely tree people. They're wanting to care for their own old oak trees. They must be coming to nurseries and things like that. Is there a way you can find ad space at the nursery? Is there a digital billboard right above the nursery that you can run some digital ads only when the nursery is open? Are there forums and places on Facebook or online that people are congregating asking about tree care? Obviously there are. There's tons of that kind of stuff. Every genre you can imagine has thousands of people looking for it every day. Whatever it is you know about and you're passionate about right now, I promise, tens of thousands of people are Googling the same kind of stuff you are. It's so cool. There's so much access now that we have digital. So like the web, digital, and everybody's got such easy access to it. You just got to know how to do it. So you want to make sure that wherever those people are, when they're congregating, so if you're in the tree industry and those tree forums are buzzing, start watching. See what questions people are asking. Get to know your customer, your potential customer a little more. But start watching for when those forums are really super active. And that's going to give you an indication of when to run your ads online. Because you're going to see, oh, my market is really active in these forums during this time. You can target your ads on Google and Facebook to really chase that time and chase that demographic and chase those interests. There's so much you can do, particularly Facebook. It's super, super targeted. It's really fun. Just be careful what you do there because you can lose a lot of money fast. So make sure you do it right. And again, I can dive deeper into that if you need any help on that. So time is important. Pick the right time of day and right place with the right message, all for the right person that you've discovered. Design. Let's talk about design of your getting noticed messages for a second. It's important to have a hook. That's something that you're really I can spell that right, did I? There we go. That's something that you're really going to lay out there that gets their attention. So Um, sorry, I lost my train of thought there on the CPA thing. I'm going to go back to that for those of you who are looking for, hey, I'm in the consulting world. How do I figure out the time? Well, same thing. If you're consulting in a professional service, I'm just jumping back up here to the time section. If you're consulting in a professional service and you're thinking, well, yeah, people are searching for tax advice at 2 a.m., particularly in early April, right? Well, time for you might not be time of day as much as just seasonally. So if I was in the tax consulting world, I would be running some crazy, it's springtime. I just told you that a minute ago. It's not April yet, it's in March. I would be running some crazy serious ads all over the place if I knew my market, if I knew the person I was after this time of year, right? Anytime from January to April 1. And then if you're into corporate tax, I think there's some other corporate deadlines that are like in August and again in October. You could run those kind of things, right? So I would be working my market year round. But hey, when the fish are biting at that tax time, you've got to really go after it while they're there, right? That's timing. It doesn't have to be time of day. It could also be seasonal. It could be a certain day of the week that your market's more active. It could be certain months of the year. If you're selling a product that's a great product for Father's Day or Mother's Day, obviously there's seasons there, right? Same with holiday times. You get the point. Okay. So design. You want to have a hook, and that's what's going into your ad. So the thing that catches someone's attention. That needs to be something eye-catching, something it's got a picture with it that gets their attention based on your market. You know what their why is. The picture should get their why curious. The picture should not show something that's all super detailed about the corners of my iPhone case. The picture should say safest iPhone case for the iPhone 7 or iPhone 8 or iPhone 23 or whatever it is by the time you watch this movie. So make sure that it's targeting their why. For instance, if I was running an ad for tax consulting, I wouldn't say 15 years of CPA experience, worked with hundreds of clients, saved people, X amount in taxes. I would go straight after their why. Scared of the IRS? Worried about filing your taxes right? Don't think you're getting the right deductions? Um, do you owe the IRS? Things that are very why oriented. Then you can get into your qualifications and you can get into how you're the best person to solve that problem. But their hook, the first thing they see needs to go straight up their why. The picture would be not you sitting there smiling like, yeah, I'm your CPA. It would be a person worried about their taxes. It would be a tax form and a calculator and a pen and a coffee stained mug that's been drunk out of too many times in the past 24 hours, that kind of thing. That's a good why photo. So your message, getting noticed out there, the first thing people need to get is a hook. They need to get something that attracts their attention, that makes them feel like you connect to their problem. Okay, and that would be in the form of a small phrase. Let's just say small. I'm thinking a small, like 3 to 7 words. Let's just call it that. That's better. Doesn't have to be exactly a phrase that's got a period by it. It just needs to be something catchy. Okay, not cheesy. Just something that speaks to their why. Be honest. Be you. Just speak to their why. And then a picture. The picture could also be a video. That's a fun way to do it. Just so that initial thumbnail image on the video is something that catches their attention before they ever click play. They should have an image that catches their attention with the play icon on it. Videos are great. Videos are super fun. All right. And then let's get into one more thing here. Hook. You want to have a story. And this story, again, it needs to be simple. This is just an initial how you're getting their attention, right? This is getting noticed. This is not the marketing and sales process. This is not your website, just a story. And it could be something as simple as, so the hook, let's use our CPA example for a second. Let's say, let's see here, worried about 415, worried sick about 415. I'm gonna make it a little more clear. Worried sick about tax day. Put some capitals in here. People like for some reason. I'm not a big capital guy, but it works. People like things that are capitalized. So that would be my little phrase. I've not overthought this, but I'm telling you, something simple like that is the way to go. Picture would be something that was someone worried. Someone worried about taxes, so you'd have tax kind of stuff sitting around on the table or desk or whatever they're working on that makes it key in there. And then the story is once they get that hook, now they know you're worried about what they're worried about. You're on the same page. You feel what they feel. Then you can give them a little bit of story. How I saved 100K in taxes just last year. All right. That could be you saving personally. It could be you saving for your clients last year. I'm just, again, picking random numbers here. But something that gives them another, it's kind of a hook. It's interesting, but it gives them a little more story. Oh, you're the one who's doing it. Oh, I get it. You're the expert. Oh, and you have done something in the past. Oh, that's helpful. I get to see a little story, a little something there. Again, this is just that a design for that initial connection, what draws them to you right away. This is like a Facebook ad or a Google ad, right? Not your brochure, not your website. Something really straightforward and simple. All right. And then I'm going to go for an offer. You got to offer them something, right? We talked about that yesterday in asking for the close. You ask for the close in every stage of sales and marketing. Something simple. So an offer could be something as simple as, let's see, sign up now for my 15 tax tips to save tax day. Super easy, super cheesy, super little PDF that you can put out that's legit. It has to, again, don't ever do this and scam somebody and give them a crappy little PDF when they email you. Give them the real deal, guys. It's so important. So, you've always signed up for somebody's e-newsletter or free book or free webinar or whatever. Some of those are insanely good. I've signed up for tons of them. Some of them, wow, I've gotten so much value. Some of them are like, oh my gosh, I just gave my email address to this person and now they're spamming me and they gave me like a half-page thing that showed me nothing. So if you're going to do this, whatever it is, give them real deal value. And you say, Chris, but I want to give them real deal value and sell them the real deal value. I know, but you've got so much more value to offer. Don't worry about over delivering. Always over deliver. Give people what they want and so much more. And you will be so, so successful. It seems counterintuitive that you've got to just hold back and save the good stuff and sell that. But I'm telling you, lead with good all the time. Go for the gold every time, and you will have great future clients because you got a ton more you can offer. You think you might be tapped out. Well, that's 15 tax tips. That's quite frankly all I've got. I don't have 16, man. What am I going to do tomorrow? You're going to give them that, and they're going to need lots more background on those 15 tax tips. Or they're going to say, oh, man, thanks. That was so insightful. But you know what? I realize I can't do this myself. Can I hire you? They're gonna engage with you. They're gonna like you more because you're the real deal. Show them you're real right up front. Okay. So that is how you would design a basic get noticed piece. Again, whatever that looks like. If it's on a billboard, if it's on this is too much for a billboard, but if it's on a digital ad somewhere, or if it's even an elevator conversation, if it's somebody meeting you at a marketing event, we talked about them yesterday. If you're at a marketing event that's the right marketing event where your real target market is, this is great. People say, hey, what do you do? Hey, I'm a CPA or I'm an accountant. I've worked in accounting for a while. That's who you are. So, hey, what do you do? I'm an accountant. I help people who are worried sick about tax day. Boom. I just use my hook right there. I don't have to have a picture because it's me live. And they say, no kidding. How do you do that? And you say, well, I just explained to people how I saved $100,000 just last year from the IRS. Really? That's interesting. So you see how I'm using my hook, my story, and my offer. No way. Well, how do I find out more? Man, just give me your email address or give me your business card. I'll send you my 15 tips for how to make tax day happy. That's that simple. That is a hook story offer that you can use in person. You can use it on a digital ad. You can use it if you're getting to present in a webinar, if you're the guest speaker somewhere, if you're in an email and somebody says, hey, just noticed your name on LinkedIn, tell me a little more about what you do. You get those email messages from LinkedIn. Great. That's what you tell them. Just boom, just like that. Leave them hanging. Leave it awesome. leave them there so they want more. So they ask for those, for that offer that you're giving them and exchange something for it. Now, another time, the next video is up. Let's jump back over here and get to what we're going to talk about next. Initial presentation. That's what we're going to talk about next. So the next video, we'll talk about initial presentation. We're going to get into websites, funnels, store, clothing. We talked about some of those things yesterday. We'll get a little deeper in how to transition this getting noticed into that. Until then, again, I'm Chris Williams, and I will answer any question you've got. I am on this march with you to help you figure out exactly how to build a business or take the one you've currently got or create a new income stream, whatever it is you want to do to create more income, way more than you're currently making for way less time. Again, if you want to keep your income the same and just crunch the time down, keep watching. We'll figure that out too. It's the same process. If you want to crunch your time down and make more income at the same time, awesome. If you love working to death and you're a workaholic, good for you. Don't pay attention to the time saving stuff. Just get out there and make some more money. We can show you how to do that. But that's what we're here to do. Create more income in way less time. And I'm going to go after the internal or initial presentation next time we talk. If you have questions for me, drop them down in the videos in Facebook or on my email, chris.williams@senthold.com, SENTHOLD.com. You're awesome. Can't wait to see you again. Thanks. I think this is so much fun. It really is. All your comments and questions are so encouraging. I love every bit of it. It's been such a fun journey. We have a lot more to go. So many more exciting things to figure out and for me to show you. And we're getting really close to selling and making some money here. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye.